Live on air. This is Talk Fanatics. Would you like to free your mind about the Trayvon Martin verdict?
Hello?
Yes, hi. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, I'm awesome. Thank you. Would you like to talk to us about the verdict?
Yes, I would. I actually knew Trayvon Martin personally.
Wow.
And
wow.
he went to my school, and it was just absolutely shocking when he died. Like, that boy, I mean, it was such a loss for all of us. He knew how to walk the dinosaur better than anyone I knew. It was just so sad.
Oh,
and
my gosh.
I would go to his house, and he kept all this spaghetti in his pantry. And one day, we filled our pockets with it, and it just we walked outside, and it just all fell out onto the sidewalk.
Oh.
It was horrible.
Wow. Well, you said you knew him. He went to your school. What kind of student was he?
He got straight A's, actually. I don't think they reported, I don't know. I think they said he was a C average student. That was not true. He was straight A's, AP classes. I mean, he was a genius, personally.
Wow.
He was actually he had the Skittles and Arizona iced tea. He wasn't eating them. Some people. He was actually setting up a world-changing science experiment with them. And it would have changed the world, but this horrible white man from 9gag had to shoot him. It was just, it devastated us.
I'm so sorry for your loss, sir. Thank you
you
so much for sharing that with us. Thank you. We appreciate it.
Smoke meth, hail Satan.
Let me just take a moment. We have so many callers on the line. We appreciate all of you for listening and supporting us. We're going to try and get to all of you because this show really is an outlet for those of you who agree or disagree. We just ask that you do it respectfully. We're going to try and get to as many callers as we can. Hello. You're live on air.
How's it going?
Oh, we're doing well. How about you? I'm
doing pretty well. I just kind of, I'm sorry if I choke up a little bit. I'm sad. It's interesting. I know the caller who called in last. We both go to the same school. We both talk to Trayvon Martin a lot. I actually recognize him just from his voice, and it makes me really sad. But it disgusts me that I see a nignog like Zimmerman come in and just destroy this poor kid's life, and he just seems to get off scot-free, and I just look at this and it makes me so angry. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, we're told that, I'm not sure how true it is, that they could try and bring other charges against him for his civil rights and the fact that he was a minor. We're not sure, but we do hope for justice in this case. I mean, when you think about it, why did you have to kill an unarmed child?
Exactly.
Why? I mean, I hate to even say this. A beatdown, okay. A beatdown, but to kill him?
Yeah.
Why did you have to kill him?
And he's a neighborhood watch. He could easily just disarm him. He had so many pounds on the guy. Zimmerman is a hefty young fellow. I'd tap that, and he had so many pounds on him. He could tackle him. He could take him to the ground. There's just so many things he could have done except kill him. And you see, I was Trayvon's gay lover. Smoke, meth, hail Satan.
Caller, you're live on the air. May I help you?
Yes, ma'am. Good evening. Justice did prevail today. The racial industrial complex's lynch mob couldn't use the judicial system to lynch an innocent man. They presented no evidence whatsoever to show that George Zimmerman was guilty under the laws of the state of Florida for either manslaughter or second-degree murder. So I think that, a justice was served to convict George Zimmerman with what that hideous case the prosecution put on today would have been an injustice. It would have been making it up as you go along to placate certain activist elements within certain communities. Nothing more, nothing less. Wasn't about justice or the facts. And in fact, whenever people like me would speak to the facts of the case, the people who think, George Zimmerman was guilty would speak to the narrative. They wouldn't speak to the facts. Even the prosecution didn't attempt to speak to the facts in their closing summation. They merely spoke to the narrative. What is a narrative? Trayvon Martin was unjustly profiled by a nutcase, a wannabe cop Hispanic. The nutcase wannabe Hispanic, a white Hispanic cop followed him and murdered him for no reason. That's the narrative. They have nothing to do with it, nothing whatsoever.
Yeah, good point. Very good point. Thank you so much.
I just think that we're going to lynch somebody. Let's just do it the old-fashioned way. Let's just have a mob go into jail, haul the guy out, string him up from a tree, shoot him a couple of thousand times, and then barbecue him. That's the way you need to do it. Don't use the judicial system to lynch an innocent man.
Yeah.
And people keep saying, well, I don't see a reason why a man outweighed him by 30 or 40 pounds need to kill him. Because, as he said repeatedly, and as the evidence tended to show, he was in imminent fear of death or serious bodily harm from this kid. And that's the criteria for using any deadly force against anyone. And if we're looking at sheer poundage to determine whether or not someone prevails in a fight, then I guess Joe Louis should never have defeated Primo Carnera. Primo Carnera outweighed him by about 80 pounds. But Joe Louis still knocked him out.
True.
It's not the size of the person in the fight. It's the size